What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the power of three powerful tools, and these three powerful tools are Liquify, Geometry and Optics. So I'm going to explain before we get started. Okay, so what is the power of geometry? The geometry actually helps in aligning using the perspective of the image. While the Liquify tool, you can use it in carving the symmetry of an image. I don't know how I want to explain, but I'm going to dive into the tutorial right away using this image so you can get a full scope of how it works. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate the layer first of all using Ctrl J, and now this is just to have a reference. Now I'm going to go straight. The Liquify tool can be seen under the filter, you see Liquify, while the geometry tool can be seen under the camera raw filter. So the first thing I'm going to be using is the Liquify tool. So let's go to the Liquify tool first of all. Now under the Liquify tool, you are going to see these tools at the left hand side. We have the forward wrap tool and the twirl tool. There are some other tools, but I'm just going to use mostly four of it, which is the face tool, the blot tool, the pocket tool and the twirl tool, and this one, which is 5. Okay, there are 5 tools. Now let's see how it works. Now this one, which is a forward wrap tool, helps to align places by carving it. For example, look at the cheek. This is inside while this side is outside. These two cheek, inside and outside. So you can just push it in and push it in, so to align both the to make the two the same. But instead of using this one, I'm going to do on Ctrl Z and use the twirl tool for that. And the twirl tool, I'm going to make the brush as big as this, and just notice how if I left click, it's going to twirl the image like this, and Ctrl Z to undo that. If I hold down Alt and do it the clock other way around, it's going to do it like this. Understand? Okay, so now I'm going to undo that again. Now I want to get this side of our cheek. Let me use this one. I want to get this side of our cheek to look like this side, not completely like that, but just to align it a little bit. So I'm going to take the tool to make it big, and let's actually make it small to affect just where we want it to affect. Okay, so we can just do it right here, and you can hold down Alt and balance it like this. So I'm just clicking and then dabbing over it. Why this side, I'm just going to do the same and bring it out like that. So it's more like function. Ctrl Z, hold down Alt, and I'm going to take the forward wrap tool and I'm going to bring this place out a bit, like make it small and bring it out a bit like that to make it fuller. And let's push this in. Okay, so something like this. Now let's see our before and after on the image. So before and after. So notice how I push the two jaw, align the two jaw with just the twirl tool and the forward wrap tool. Now how does the blot tool function? Now these are the blot tool function. It brings things out. It brings things out. Let's take for instance, look at the forehead right here. I want to make it the same with this one. I can just take it and then bring it out so as to make it look like this. And also this cheek, assuming it's coming out, we can let's make it smaller and bring this place outside to compensate with this place. Now I'm still going to use that. Now let's take for instance this lip right here. I want this left lip to look more like this left lip, so I can undo that and just under it and bring it up by tapping, and it's going to bring it up and it's going to look just curvy as it is. And then I can take the forward wrap tool and make things look more uniform by doing it like this and bringing it out, and this side as well like this. Okay, so for the down part, I'm going to bring this down just a bit. Good, so as to make the lips the same. And this I'm going to bring it up like that just a bit. Okay, so now that's what the this tool does. So for the poker tool, I use it for definition, to give definition. Let's take for instance, I want to make this line on a nose more defined. I'll just click on it and then click on it, and for this one I can make it more defined and then click on this place. It just makes the image more defined, and I can also use it to remove blemishes. Let's take for instance, I want to remove this one. I'm just going to hold on it and make it bigger again, and then hold on it, and then boom, it's gone. Same thing as this one, make it smaller. Just make things look smaller and further away to the back. And how is this actually helpful? It can be used if we want to bring things inside. Let's take for instance, I'm gonna make this one and then bring things inside and far, so something like this. Okay, so now the face feature makes the face look, align both the face, and this one I'm going to bring it down a bit, and the jaw would take it up, and to just compensate for the roundness. And we can also do the eyes. I can stretch it wide and stretch it wide. Why am I stretching it wide? Because the distance between these two is far apart. Okay, so I'll also take the poker tool and I'll make it smaller. I make this place go inside, and make this place go inside. Do you get? And I'll take the poker tool, just because I want to raise the nose. I'm going to budge the nose out like this and make it smaller, so you can see before and after. Okay, so that's just how to use the Liquify tool. And now that we've done with the alignment, I would like to push this place in a bit. Sorry, I mean push this with this forward wrap tool. So push this place in a bit. Okay, so now the lips, if you take note, this place is smaller compared to where this one is. So we can make this one bigger, and then we can push it in like this a little bit, push it in a little bit. Now since we've done that, what else do we need to do? If we take a look close further, look at the image, I can use the face tool and then align the nose by bringing it in a bit. Okay, so now I'm done. We could look at the shape of the head. This place is going inside more than this place, so I'm just paying closer details, checking the image and doing so something like this, and you can see the before and after. So let's look at the before and then the after, before and then the after. Okay, so I'm gonna hit OK on the keyboard. So just by looking, I just saw something, so let's bring this in, not too much, just a bit. Good. So it's OK on the keyboard. Now let's quickly see our before and then our after. I'm gonna zoom in and then see before and then after. Now let's see how the geometry tool function. So let's go to filter and go to camera raw filter. That's where we're going to see the geometry tool. So here we are in the camera raw filter. I'm going to go to the geometry tab, which is the first one. Now under the geometry, we have the manual transformation and we have the auto transformation. So when you click this, it's going to do every balancing automatically. So but how are we going to use the geometry tool? Now it's actually going to align the shoulders. You can also use the Liquify tool to bring down this place with the wrap tool, but the horizontal and the vertical tool are the best one to use. So to see how it functions, you can see how it functions. If I take it up and take it down, I'm going to reset that, and the horizontal balance things like this and like this. Okay, so for the rotate, it rotates the image, so just a little bit to the right to balance this shoulder and this shoulder together. So you can see the before and then the after. So this is balancing the top right shoulder and the left right shoulder. So if that's too much, you can just use just 0.1 or just like this, and then we're done. Okay, so let me just leave it at 1.1, which best fits the image. Okay, so for the scale, this is what the scale does. It scales the image forward we don't need that. The offset, we don't need that as well. So the main tools I use here is the rotate, the horizontal, and the vertical. So why do we use the vertical? Now for the vertical, let's try and see how we could balance it. Now if I take it up, it gives it a more V shape, so I don't want that. I just want a little bit balance of the vertical, so you can see the before and then the after. Okay, you can as well do the horizontal, that if she's tilting her body, that's when to use this horizontal. But I feel like this place is more forward than this other side, so let's take it to the right, to something like this. And now you can see that these two are the forward, and the two chest is the same now. One is no more forward than the other. Okay, so that's for the manual transformation. And for the auto, if you click the auto, it's going to do everything by itself, of which I'm clicking it right now, and you can hear that nothing is being applied because it's balanced already. Okay, so close the octaves and the geometry and open up the octaves. Now the octaves is for distortion. If at all she bends her head forward, the octaves is going to balance that. And we're not going to use the vignette part, it's just distortion, more like a lens type of thing. So you can see what the octaves does. So it actually do things according to the middle. So but if you want to make use of this to make sure the image is at the center, but this one we have you can see there's a lot of space right here, so it will be very hard, but still yet we can still do that. Now are we actually going to push it in, or we're going to push it, you know, out? Well, let's study the image. Now we actually need to push it out to raise up our jaw upward a little bit, as if she want to take a passport. So for us to do that, let's take it forward and see. This is pushing it in, and taking it backward is pushing it out the more. So I'm just going to leave it. By taking it forward, it's going to make her raise her jaw upwards. So let's see the before and after of the octave. So this, and you can see how the forehead is going back inside. Unlike if I turn it off, it's as if the forehead is too forward, and now this is bringing the forehead backwards. So I'm going to close it. I'm not going to do any other color balance. Just adjust the three tools that you actually need to use whenever you are doing your photo editing as a beginner. You need to pay attention to all these, you know, lesser details. It's actually going to go a long way. Let's check out the before and after of the image. So I'm going to zoom out and bring it down, and then we can do before and then the after, before and then the after. So notice if we didn't do all those, you know, adjustment, just notice the way the lips is wide and unbalanced, and also the nose and the rest of compared to this one where the lips is, you know, balanced, and the everything is just, you know, there. All right, so thank you guys for watching. If you find the video helpful, let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe. Thank you.